surprisingly, it didn't lock up at 5. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Taco Rig channel. In today's video, we're gonna be doing one of the most popular video mods that I did to my 2018 Tacoma, and that is installing a trailer brake controller. And that is my Tekonsha P3. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what I'm gonna be saying. Now, there is one big problem in terms of mounting this compared to the 2018, 2019, and below models. Let me show you. On the 2018, 2019, and below models, there used to be a little cubby hole right here that you could take that cubby hole out and then slide your P3 right in there, and it was a nice clean install. As you guys can see on the 2020, they have since removed this and replaced it with some button slots. I believe this is where your 3D vision goes if you have the cameras on the 2020. So yeah, they kind of screwed you in terms of being able to mount up the P3 controller here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the bracket and mounting it right here so that it's right below these buttons. So the front face of it's going to be right here. Let me show you. So I'm going to be using the bracket that comes with the P3 and going to mount it somewhere up in here so that I can mount my Tekonsha right here. It's going to be literally right there flush with that. That way I can still access the manual override. I can see the screen, all that good stuff. The wiring is not going to look as clean because the wiring obviously is going to go literally right here underneath and plug in. And along the wiring note, I still have to verify that the wiring plug is the exact same that it was on my 2018 model. So hopefully it is, so that way my wiring harness works. But we basically need to get into this. So first thing we're gonna be doing is tearing apart the interior here, pulling this all out so that we can get to where the wiring harness plug is going to be. So in doing that, first thing we need to do is get rid of our mat. So we're gonna turn the little things there and pull our mat out. Next thing we need to do is remove this little rail right here, and this just simply pops out. So basically put your hand underneath it and give a little force, and you'll be able to pop this out. Next piece to remove is this little side rocker right here. There is a thumb screw back here. So what you need to do is use your fingers and just unscrew that thumb screw. Just unscrew it off, very simple, comes off very easily. So with the thumb screw out right here, what we're gonna do is want to pull this way. So not straight back, kind of on an angle here. So gonna pull on an angle, and it pops right out. All right, so with that removed, we can see the wiring craziness over here. We're looking for a white plug, and normally it's tucked back in behind back here. So this right here is your trailer brake wiring harness plug. Now, this only will be in your truck if you have a 3rd gen Tacoma and you have the towing package already pre-installed. And if anyone was wondering, a good way to tell if you have it is if basically you go to the back of your truck and you open up the plug and it's already wired for your trailer. So that is a good way to tell if you have a trailer brake controller already. And just by what I've noticed, pretty much every single one of the TRDs, TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, TRD Pro, all of them come with the towing package already pre-installed. So you should be good to go if you have any of the TRD models. I'm not entirely sure about the SR5 models. You probably have to make sure you have that on your spec. But if you have that, you have that little plug right there. And with that plug, if you buy the P3 wiring harness for the Toyota Tacoma, basically it comes with that plug already ready to go. So you have to buy this separate. This is the wiring harness for this truck. You can buy them for Chevys, Dodges, etc. But this one is for the Tacoma. I'll link it down below. But that right there will plug into that plug, and then this end right here plugs into the back of the P3. And there is one last connection you have to make, and that is to a ground screw. So there is this additional cable that comes off of this right here. So you attach this to some sort of ground screw that you can find. There's a bunch of them down underneath. There are a couple up there that you can attach to. There's also this one right here. This is probably the one that I'm going to be using, is the one right here. Basically, I'm going to unscrew this and put the plug in between the actual metal, so that way it is grounded and we should be good to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the wiring harness and basically mock up where we're going to mount it and screw everything down. So I take back what I said about using that bolt up there. We're going to be using this bolt down here. Let me get some wires out of the way right here. This is actually a ground screw already built into the wiring here. As you can see, there's a bunch of white and black wires coming up to this right here. This is basically a solid grounding spot on the frame. So I'm going to undo that bolt, slide on our little ring connector, right here, slide that on, and then screw the bolt back down, and that will be the ground plug. All right, that is it all bracketed up and installed. Like I said, not the most clean OEM install in the world, not by a long shot, but it definitely does the job and will work for what we are dealing with the new 2020. So that's all hooked up, that's all ready to go. Now all I gotta do is hook this wire back in, put the panels back in. Well, first make sure this turns on and everything works, and then put our panels back in and then go get our trailer. And as soon as I plugged it in, we already have it on, ready to go. No trailer connected. All right, so now let me go ahead, clean up this wire and get the panels back in, and then we can go get the trailer. And from the driving standpoint, it is right there. So in a nice location, can still access the manual override easily, and good to go. Good to go. You can see the wires running down through here, and when you look at it from the side, not the biggest thing in the world. I mean, it works, and that's what matters. It's not as clean as what you can do on the 2019 and below models where you have that little cubby hole, but it works and it'll get the job done. Especially if you're pulling a trailer, you have to have one of these. So there you go. Now we're gonna head over to the other side of my giant apartment complex where I have my trailer, and we're gonna go hook up the trailer and make sure everything is good to go and working on the trailer. If I haven't mentioned, the main reason why I need to do this today is because tomorrow is my first gig back with the whole coronavirus situation. For you guys that don't know, I DJ, and that's what I use my trailer for, is to haul all of my gear. All of this gear over here. I have a DJ channel. It's got a lot more subscribers than this channel as of filming this video. So if you guys are not subscribed to my DJ Rick Webb channel, it is linked in the description down below, but you can go check out all of my DJ-ness. But normally my trailer gets used probably once every 2 weeks, maybe every week. It depends on where we're at in the season. At max, it'll sit over there for like 3 weeks with not being used. So it's used very regularly throughout the year. This is the first time it's gone literally 2 whole months without being used. So I need to go over there, I need to hook it up, I need to make sure all the tires are inflated, make sure basically everything is good to go, because we have an 1.5 hour long trip tomorrow to the venue. So I need to make sure that the trailer is all ship shape. So let's go on over, let's check out the trailer. I'll show you guys my trailer. It's got some little cool mods and stuff on it that I haven't shown on the channel, but yeah, let's go over there, hook it up, make sure all the trailer brakes and all that work. The rear backup camera on the 2020, man, makes things super buttery easy. So this right here is my 2018 custom Spartan 12x6 trailer. It's basically beefed up. It has all of the top dimensions and all that. I have a whole video on it, I believe, on my DJ channel, not on my truck channel. So if you guys want some more detail into this trailer and all the goodies that are inside of it, let me know. But basically it's beefed out. It's got all the maximum specs you can put on it. Dual axles. It's been blacked out. I've installed an electric jack right here that we're going to be using to basically hook up the trailer. So I got a nice little quick jack, electric jack here to make lowering and raising this thing super easy. And then on the inside, it's got a bunch of E-track and all kinds of good stuff inside of it. But the main thing we're here for is to hook up the brakes. So let's go ahead, let's hitch up, and let's go test out the brakes. So this jack actually is not like hooked up to any batteries or anything. You just literally plug it straight into where you plug in your trailer after you're done, and it uses the power of the truck to now power the jack. So we go down, works like a charm after 2 months of sitting. So we're gonna lower this down, we're gonna hook it up, and we're gonna take it for a ride. All hooked up, and one thing, if you kind of notice, you can kind of notice on the trailer, it's already pointed down. It's been something I need to do for the longest time, but to go buy a different hitch, because this hitch is just a little bit too low. I wanna buy basically a bullet hitch that's adjustable up and down. I've been needing to buy it for the longest time, so there's that. But I turned the lights on real quick to make sure all the lights work. They're all LEDs, so shouldn't have any problem with them working. All right, with that hooked up, I am now ready to go. Before though, I'm gonna make sure all of my tires are good and inflated, and then we'll go test this out. So I'm not gonna go into full detail on how you actually like program the Tekonsha P3 for your trailer. If you want more detail on that, please go check out the previous video I did when I put this in my 2018. Now, currently right now, the trailer is hooked up. I already make sure the brakes are working, and it is programmed based on my last truck on the 2018. That's what it's currently programmed to, which is the exact same specs as what this truck is, same lift kit, same tires, same all that. So it should be the exact same, but I'm going to go over to a parking lot, which is where I'm heading to right now, probably either Lowe's or Walmart, because what you need to do to basically make sure that you are programmed correctly, what you need to do is have the trailer completely empty, which I currently do right now. The trailer is completely empty. But what you need to do is get up to 25 miles per hour and then activate your manual override. And when you activate the manual override, if the tires do not lock up, you're good to go. If the tires do lock up, you have too much braking power, you need to reduce it. And I went into that in complete detail on my 2018, so I'm not gonna go into that right now on the 2020. But right now, heading to the parking lot to go through that exercise to make sure that the trailer is completely good to go. All right, so we in the parking lot, not the biggest parking lot in the world. Wish I had a little more room to work with, but it will work. So, like I said, we gotta get up to 25 miles per hour, which means I kinda have to floor it in this short distance to get up to 25 and then hit the override. Nice. Got up to the 24 there, hit the override, no lockup. I did forget to mention, this has to be on a flat ground. What I don't like is that I can only go one way with it because I don't want to floor it and brake where there's people at on the other side of the parking lot. And also 25 in a parking lot is kind of fast. Round 2. All right, override, no issues. I'm at 4.8 on my power, so I'm gonna up it to 5, and we'll go see what happens on the round 2. Surprisingly, it didn't lock up at 5. So that pretty much wraps up my testing. So I actually went back to 4.8, and one thing I remembered that, yes, they do recommend that the 25 and overriding is how you set the correct amount of trailer brake power. One additional thing that I remember doing was, after setting that, I did a lot of pulling with my trailer and found that it would lock up if I did kind of like a semi-hard brake. So if I was coming to a stop and I had to semi-hard brake to get to a stop, it would lock up the trailer, and I didn't want that. I didn't want it actually locking up on me. So I reduced it to 4.8, and I kind of did the same sort of thing there. I tested basically if I just hard brake, not overriding the trailer brake or anything, just hard brake, the trailer would lock up. So, and it seems to be working just the way I would like. I can hard brake right now, trailer doesn't lock up. But anyways, with that said, that is all for installing the Tekonsha P3 inside of the Toyota Tacoma, the 2020 TRD Off-Road Premium Toyota Tacoma. I love this truck. I've been having a blast. I'm glad that I can finally get back to pulling my trailer and getting back to doing events. So that's awesome. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps a lot on this channel. And leave down in the comment section down below what you guys are using. Are you guys pulling a trailer? What kind of trailer brake controller do you have? Any of you guys running airbags on your Tacoma? One thing I was considering was getting airbags for the rear when I'm pulling a heavy load with this trailer. It does sag, and I was thinking about getting some airbags to compensate on the weight. So leave down in the comment section down below what you guys think. Are you guys running airbags? What kind of trailer brake controller do you guys have? And all that good stuff like that. So hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Taco Rick out. Peace.